My name is Shannon Patrick, and I will be talking about professional dispositions. So, as a special educator, I believe that all students have the ability to learn in their own way and at their own pace, and it is my job as their teacher to help them learn by following their IEP or designing an IEP that works best for them. Also, I can design my lessons to make them engaging, and certain aspects of my lesson can touch on the multiple intelligences. So I can add movement or sound or art and tie it in with what I'm teaching to really pull those students in and engage them when I can. Another part of being a successful educator is realizing that students come to school with quote unquote like with baggage. So for example, they could be playing parent to a younger sibling. Their neighborhood might not be safe. They could have lost a family member, or a family member could be involved in illegal activities such as drugs, or they could be facing neglect and other types of trauma that make coming to school to learn really hard because they're thinking about everything else. So, as a successful educator, I can see those problems and address them instead of ignoring them and get the right stakeholders involved. For example, school psychologists, school social workers, and or CPS as a last resort in order to give the students what they need in order to achieve both in school and at home. Also, I feel that it is important to be reflective in my practice. So, as a first year teacher, I've made a lot of mistakes, and part of being a successful educator is looking back on those mistakes and seeing how I can change for next year, how I can be better, how I can improve, how can I take feedback in a constructive way so that each year going forward is better than the last year. And also, lastly, I'm passionate about my career. I feel that as an educator, I have to be passionate about my career and committed to serving children and their families in order to make school and the classroom a safe place so that students are able to build a relationship with me and trust me. And if I give them my all, I feel that in return they will give me their all. So, but as an educator and as a human, there are certain things that I need to work on, and I need to continue to better my craft so that I can continue to be a great educator. So, as a reflective educator, I know some of the areas that I need to focus on. So, I need to focus on how to work with the community and the needs of the community. And so, as a brand new teacher, I just see the community as, parent involvement and how can the parents help to support the school and their students instead of how can the school kind of become a servant to the community. So if I think about community in a different way, I can think about businesses and local churches, and I can find a way to reach out to those places and to advocate for the school in order to bring more resources and funding for the school in order to make the school a more functioning place for everybody, even parents. So not just saying everything should be on the parent, but an equal partnership between the school and the community. Also, I need to work on my judgment with working with all students, and I can't make assumptions based on personal beliefs or compare one student to another when each student is individual. So I need to look at like concrete facts when making decisions and taking like personal beliefs and feelings out of it in order to make the best decision for the student at that time. So, and lastly, in order to be a professional educator, I need to look at how other professional educators are behaving and how do they guide their thinking and their actions according to some professional standards. So first of all, I know that professional educators are role models. So they don't look at where they're at, but they look at where they're going. So, like as a teacher who wants to be a future administrator, I can look at other teachers and how they're doing and how they're behaving and acting. For example, how do they communicate with stakeholders and parents and students and other educators see what changes need to be made, and also are they listening to what's going on in the community and in the school, or they turn a blind eye. So so also looking at data to increase student achievement and making sure that I know how to correctly analyze that data in order to move forward with certain plans for the school and for the further success for the student. So also I can be more reflective in my practice so that going forward I don't make the same mistakes that I made in previous times. And also actively seeking ways to engage students with technology and other resources in order to enhance their learning. So, to be a professional educator, I will have to communicate well. I'll also have to listen, also have to look into data, inquire about student learning, inquire about student needs, and to overall just be reflective. And I feel that if I do those things, that I will be a great professional educator in the future. Thank you.